What's up, guys? We're in the shop today at Main Street Cycle, and we are going to be installing RJWC floorboards on the CFORCE 1000. Now, these floorboards obviously fit the CFORCE 800 and 1000, and we've already got the right-hand side, if you're sitting on the machine, right-hand side installed, and we're going to actually take you step by step on how to install the other side over here. But I just wanted to show you this one completed. Now, we do not have the fender flares on, but these floorboards are made to fit with the, your fender flares, mud flares, whatever you want to call them. But we've actually removed them for this particular build. So keep that in mind. RJWC has the hole for your factory fender flares or fender extenders, whatever you want to call them. And that will actually pull all this together as you install those back on. So that is the only step that's going to be different in this particular video, is we're not going to be installing those, but it's just as simple as lining up the holes, putting your body panel clips back in, and then that'll be complete. But we'll talk about that more on the other side. But man, check out the look and design. It looks awesome. More of a rugged look. Here's your factory floorboard, which is a good looking floorboard. That's off of the exhaust. Good looking floorboard, maximum protection, right? Really good design by CFMOTO. But this is just a, very nice custom aftermarket look. We have to put the plastics back up over here. We'll do that here towards the end of the video. But look at the clean outs for the mud and whatever junk you're getting into to wash right out. But yeah, what's your first initial impression of these right off the bat? I think they look pretty awesome. Now, let's move to the other side. And we're going to actually remove this. We'll take you through the whole process, removing the OEM plastics and the footwell, and then we will put in the aftermarket RJWC. So remember that you can get these at teammscparts.com. At the time of filming this, we have several sets ready to ship out right now. So if you're watching this video right after I post it, know that you can go to teammscparts.com or go to the link down the description of this video. You can add that to your cart, check out, and it's going to get shipped out to you that day. It's going to get on a truck, processed, especially if you order before 3 o'clock. We're going to get it out to you, and it's going to start heading your way. Don't wait, order now. Let's get to installing the other side. Now, one thing I want to point out before we remove the OEM factory floorboards, if you're thinking that you're buying these RJWC floorboards to add clearance for your tires, oversized tires, let's just take a look at how much room you have right now. So this is factory. Now this is on one of our builds that we have going on here at Main Street Cycle with our PCF build and 34-inch cryptids. But this just gives you an idea of how much clearance you have with the OEM boards. Okay, our issue is definitely up here up front. This area in here is not a problem, just these. Okay. Come around to the RJWC, it's the same, all right? I mean, you may have a 1/4 of an inch more, but you can see back here, about the same. And the reason that is because RJWC built these floorboards to still work with the factory fender extenders or mud flaps, mud flares, whatever you want to call them. Now Harmon is starting the removal process. He removed the seat because you are going to have to remove this side panel. All right, and there are rubber grommets. There's also some tabs that kind of fit in together. Now on this side, you will have the gear shifter knob you have to remove, and you pop off this plastic here. All right, got the plastic off, got the shifter knob off. He's gonna reach down there, pull that tab out. There's there's going to be a tab that's inserted straight down on this piece of plastic, so don't pull and break those. Another rubber grommet behind there. There you go. Now that's removed and out of the way. You can see this is what he was having to work with. Remember that this tab is inserted right here, and then he's got all these tabs. And you may pull a grommet out, you know, don't panic. We can definitely oil that and reinsert that right here. That's hooked in right there. Yeah, got it all out, and now we can press on to the next step. All right, now we're going to be removing all these 10mm bolts here. You do not have to take the bolts out of the foot pegs there, just the 6 bolts. And I think we got some body panel clips.
Yeah. We got this one,
yeah.
This bolt here.
That's right, you got a bolt there.
And then remove this panel.
Okay, gonna remove that inner fender well there. And that's just those body panel clips. We'll get that removed and move on to the next step, which will be very close to pulling this out. All right, and then moving to the back, you'll have a 10mm there. All right, now Harmon removed all the body panel clips to take that inner fender well out and get that up out of the way. Some tabs back here, you're pulling back and pushing up. That's these tabs right there on the plastic. Now it's made it where that back end will pop around.
And then do the same on the front.
Same thing on the front.
Pull back on.
Just pulling back on the colored tabs that are inserted down into the floorboard openings. And then just kind of work that out. And boom, floorboard is out of the way. Now we do want to point out that in your kit, when it comes, you will have a paper like this on some bubble wrap with a QR code that you can scan, and you'll scroll down and find the manual that you need from RJWC manual website, and just search out for floorboards for the CFORCE 800 1000, and you'll be able to pull up the installation manual.
CFMOTO, get chassis. This is the floorboard.
Very first thing.
We'll click that and download it again.
All right, and that should pull up after you get some, make sure you got some service.
Yeah.
And then here's the instructions. Now we'll be going through the steps, and you can follow this video as well as follow along with your manual. So at this point, if you're following along in your instructions, you should have it says that a modification needs to be made to your ATV before you start installation. Within your kit, you will have a square sticker sheet that contains 2 stickers for the left and the right front panels. And the front panels it's talking about is the panel that we removed here, and we did the same thing here. Now, what you're going to have to do with those stickers is lay them down and actually trim out that plastic there. Get that focus. All right, you have to trim out that plastic, as you can see. Now, our kit that we have here for installation does not have those in that sticker sheet, and we checked another box and it wasn't there, so we notified RJWC, and they're working on making sure that that's going to be in your kit. But we're going to go ahead and make these modifications ourselves and just trim that out. So Harmon is just making the outline here, and he's going to cut that out just like so. And you can see that in your instructions. It's not a big cut at all, just a little bit that has to be trimmed out for your floorboard, and you'll see why in just a moment. All right, now we have trimmed that piece, and we'll clean that up. Now, if you're following along in this video and looking at your instructions, you will see that we're working on the left side. So you'll have your parts will actually be labeled with, like, that's 6L there. And while you're following along, the instructions only show you the right-hand side. So don't get confused. While we're working on the left side, your instructions are going to say 1R, 3R, 6R. But we're on the left-hand side. We've already assembled the right-hand side. It really helps to be able to have a working surface that you can kind of lay the parts out, and that way you can easily grab what you need for each step.
3L.
I've got the 3.
Which will have your logo in it.
The big main floorboard part. Then all we're doing now is we're going to follow these instructions and assemble the floorboard here on the bench. I'm just going to take and line up the 5L and the 6L. Start threading these bolts up with your hand, leaving them loose so that you can line everything up.
And not all of them have the insert. Some of them you will have to use a nut on the back side of your bolt.
And they'll specify that in the instructions for you.
These holes, these two will be where you bolt this to the unit.
Okay, to the main frame there.
But all I'm doing is I'm just going to put one here just to snug,
hold it
together, and I'll take it back out when I go to install it.
We got panel 8L. It's going on the back side of the floorboard. He's just getting the bolt and nut lined up. And that one's there. We have our floorboard assembled. Nothing is super tight yet, as you can see. Got some snug, but that's so that we can line everything up over there on the ATV. Remember, we got this bracket here. Okay, and this is the back footwell, okay, for your passenger. We'll have a tab here, little bracket. We'll have this one here. Okay, and that's towards the front of the ATV. All right, so now that everything is mostly assembled, Harmon's gonna bring that over to the machine. All right. Now you can see how that bracket lines up there on that piece of plastic. Everything's there. Now in the instructions from RJWC, they have where you put that front piece on first and then the rest of the floorboard. But after Harmon put a couple of these together, he likes to just assemble the thing for the most part on the workbench. So you can either follow this video and procedure and you'll do just fine. So Harmon is lining these bolts up here in the floorboard, and that's mounting to the actual floorboard frame and mounting locations on the ATV. Just getting all those hand tight for right now. Now Harmon's getting this top inside piece lined up.
And you have to put a nut on the back
Okay,
side.
got a nut on the back side. Now we're moving to the back and getting the corner piece there. It's going to get a bolt and a nut. And then this one here is just going to get a bolt. Harmon's going through and just tightening everything up that he left loose during the initial assembly. So you can change the angle at which you position your foot pegs. You can go a straight on kind of setup, or you can kind of kick it and angle it back, which is kind of what I recommend here on this back one especially. Then same thing here for your main driver. You can position that at a slight angle or keep it straight on. That's just going to take a bolt and a nut. We'll run those up hand tight until we get it where we want it and then tighten them down. Last piece Harmon's going to show us.
We're going to take these two outer floorboard, the skid plate bolts out.
Okay. That's going to be for this last piece here.
Go between the skid plate and the frame, just like that. And then reinstall your bolts.
That's that angled piece right there. That's gonna finish up this job. Now, if you had fender flares, then you would be going back in with those right now and just putting your body panel clips in. But for us in our build, we're gonna stop that there. You can see we went from this to this. Looks pretty sharp. Of course, you gotta go back in with all of your plastics. We'll do that real quick. This is the actual piece that we trimmed, and you'll have to do the same thing on the other side. And that's it, all the plastic is back on. We got the seat on, got the cover here over the air intake, your air box, and fender well is installed. We got it done on both sides, so what do y'all think? Looks pretty mean, very tough setup. We also have the RJWC Apex dual exhaust on this build. Remember, you can get these at teammscparts.com. Actually, everything you see here, tire and wheel combo kit, clutch kit, tune, everything you need to build a beast of a machine at teammscparts.com. But guys, this is done. So we went from this here to this. What do y'all think? If you like it and you want it, then go to teammscparts.com or go down to the link in the description of this video and you can purchase this kit and install it yourself. Or you can come let the pros do it here at Main Street Cycle. For our build, this is kind of after the fact. We're gonna actually trim this now, and we're gonna do some trimming, custom trim work here. We were gonna have to do it to the OEM plastics or this, and, to really clear these 34s. So we'll do the trimming, make it look nice and neat, and then we'll be done. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you, and make sure you stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, follow Real Talk Power Sports on Facebook. Also, you can catch TikTok videos of this at Team MSC Racing, team.msc.racing. This unit here is going to make some really cool videos. It's going to be fun. We've got some more performance stuff we're going to be doing to it. It's going to be neat. But anyways, guys, God bless y'all. As always, remember to keep it real. Thanks, Harlan, for the good work. We'll see you in the next one.